A Journey Through Shadows. Chapter 1: The Call of Adventure. In a small town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a boy named Ethan. He was 13 years old and full of dreams. His days were spent exploring the woods behind his house, where tall trees whispered secrets and streams sang songs of adventure. He often imagined himself as a great explorer, discovering new lands and facing wild beasts. His heart raced with excitement whenever he thought about the possibilities that lay beyond the horizon. One warm summer day, while wandering through the woods, Ethan stumbled upon an old map hidden beneath a pile of leaves. The parchment was yellowed and worn, but the ink was still legible. It depicted a hidden treasure buried deep within the forest, marked with an X that sparkled with promise. Ethan's pulse quickened. This was it. His chance to embark on the adventure he had always longed for. He rushed home, clutching the map tightly. His mother was in the kitchen preparing dinner. "Mom, you won't believe what I found," he exclaimed, waving the map in front of her. "What is it, Ethan?" she asked, her eyebrows raising in curiosity. "It's a treasure map. I'm going to find the treasure," he declared, a wide grin on his face. His mother smiled gently, but there was a hint of worry in her eyes. "Sweetheart, be careful. The woods can be dangerous." Ethan brushed off her concerns. "I'll be fine. I have to go." He dashed upstairs, grabbing his backpack, filling it with snacks, a flashlight, and the precious map. As he ventured into the woods, excitement bubbled inside him. He followed the map's winding path, each step pulling him closer to his dreams. However, the deeper he went, the more he felt a strange mix of joy and fear. The trees grew thicker, and the sounds of nature turned eerie. Shadows danced around him, and the once inviting woods felt foreboding. "Maybe I should turn back," he whispered to himself. But the thought of returning empty-handed gnawed at him. The treasure was within reach, and he couldn't give up now. He pushed forward, determined to find the X on the map. Chapter 2: The Turning Point. After what felt like hours of trekking, Ethan found himself standing in a small clearing. At the center stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching out like the arms of an old giant. He pulled out the map and compared it to his surroundings. This was the spot. The X was right beneath this mighty tree. His heart raced as he began to dig. With each shovelful of dirt, excitement turned into anxiety. What if there was nothing there? What if he was wasting his time? He shook his head, trying to dispel the doubts. "There has to be something," he muttered. Finally, after several minutes of digging, his shovel struck something hard. A metal box. He could hardly believe his eyes. He wiped the dirt away and opened the box, revealing its contents. Inside there were old coins, jewels, and a letter. The treasure was real. But as he held the glittering jewels in his hands, a feeling of unease washed over him. This wasn't just a treasure. It was a burden. What would he do with it? Who did it belong to? He suddenly thought of his mother's warning. The woods were dangerous, and perhaps this treasure had a history he didn't understand. Just then, he heard a rustle behind him. Panic gripped him. He quickly closed the box and turned to see a shadowy figure emerging from the trees. It was a man, tall and cloaked, his face hidden beneath a hood. Ethan's heart raced as fear coursed through his veins. "Did you find something?" the man asked, his voice low and gravely. Ethan's mind raced. Should he run? Should he hide the treasure? I just found this," he stammered, holding the box tightly. "Hand it over," the man demanded, taking a step closer. Ethan's instincts kicked in. He turned and ran, the weight of the box dragging him down. He could hear the man's footsteps behind him, chasing him through the underbrush. The thrill of adventure was replaced by sheer terror. As he ran, Ethan's thoughts spiraled. This was no longer about treasure. It was about survival. He dodged trees and leapt over roots, his heart pounding like a drum. The world around him blurred as he focused solely on escaping. Suddenly, he tripped over a root and fell hard to the ground. The box flew from his hands, landing several feet away. He scrambled to his feet, but the man was closing in. Ethan could feel the cold grip of fear tightening around him. "Stop!" the man shouted. "I just want to talk." Ethan hesitated, glancing back at the man. His heart was racing, but the look in the man's eyes didn't seem threatening anymore. There was desperation, maybe even sadness. "What do you want?" Ethan asked, panting. "I need that treasure," the man replied, his voice softer now. "It belonged to my father. I thought I lost it forever." Ethan's fear began to wane, replaced by curiosity. "Your father?" "Yes," the man nodded, his shoulders relaxing. "He was a treasure hunter. He found many things, but he lost this before he died. I thought I'd never see it again." Chapter 3. The Choice. Ethan looked down at the box. It felt heavy in his hands, but not just because of the jewels inside. It felt like a choice, a chance to do something good or keep something for himself. He thought of his mother and her worries. He thought of the man in front of him and how desperately he wanted this treasure. "What if I give it back to you?" Ethan asked slowly. "But you have to promise to tell me everything about it." The man looked surprised but nodded. "I promise. It's a story worth telling." Ethan hesitated for a moment, then opened the box and handed it over. The man's eyes lit up as he looked inside, tears forming as he realized he had found something precious again. "Thank you, boy. You don't know what this means to me," the man said, his voice trembling with emotion. "You could have run away, but you chose to trust me." "I just wanted to know the truth," Ethan replied, feeling a sense of pride swelling in his chest. As they sat together in the clearing, the man began to share his father's stories. He spoke of adventures across the world, of hidden treasures and ancient civilizations. Ethan listened, captivated. The fear and tension melted away, replaced by the warmth of a shared connection. Hours passed as the sun dipped low in the sky. Ethan had found more than just treasure that day. He had discovered the power of trust and the joy of listening to someone else's journey. When they finally parted ways, Ethan felt a new sense of purpose. He returned home with a lighter heart, ready to share his adventure. His mother greeted him at the door, her worry fading as she saw the smile on his face. "Where have you been?" she asked, relief evident in her voice. "I went on an adventure, Mom, and I found something amazing," he exclaimed. As he recounted his day, Ethan realized that the journey had changed him. He had faced danger and fear but had also learned about courage and compassion. The experience had opened his eyes to the world beyond his small town. In the following days, Ethan found himself looking at the woods differently. No longer just a place for escape, they became a canvas for exploration and learning. He began to document his adventures, writing stories of the people he met and the lessons he learned. As the seasons changed, Ethan's passion for storytelling grew. He would gather his friends and share tales of his adventures, inspiring them to seek their own. He became known as the boy who turned shadows into stories, who found treasures not just in jewels but in experiences and connections. His adventures took him beyond the woods, leading him to new friends and encounters that shaped his life in unexpected ways. Each story added depth to his character, allowing him to grow and evolve. Chapter 4. The Journey Continues. One day, while exploring a nearby town, Ethan met a girl named Mia. She had an adventurous spirit and shared his love for storytelling. Together, they began to explore even further, venturing into mountains and rivers, documenting their discoveries. With Mia, Ethan felt a sense of camaraderie he hadn't experienced before. They would sit under the stars at night, sharing their dreams and fears, weaving tales of hope and adventure. Mia had her own dreams of being a writer, and together they pushed each other to be better. However, as their friendship deepened, Ethan felt a tug of uncertainty. He started to worry about losing the adventurous spirit that had defined him. He feared that with companionship, his wild dreams would become tamed. "Will we still go on adventures when we're older?" he asked Mia one night. "Of course. Our adventures will only get bigger," she replied confidently. Her words reassured him, yet doubt lingered in his heart. The shadows of fear began to creep back in, reminding him of the dangers that lay ahead. He had faced them before, but the stakes felt higher now. As they planned their next adventure, a hike up a treacherous mountain, Ethan's excitement was mixed with anxiety. Would they be able to conquer it together? Would they return with stories to tell, or would they find themselves in trouble? The day of the hike arrived. They packed their bags, filled with supplies, snacks, and their dreams. As they began the ascent, Ethan's heart raced. The thrill of adventure pulsed through him, but so did a creeping fear of what lay ahead. They climbed higher, navigating rocky paths and steep inclines. The air grew thin, and the wind whipped around them. Each step felt like a test of their resolve. Ethan glanced at Mia, her determination fueling his own. But as they reached a particularly challenging ledge, Ethan's confidence wavered. He looked down and felt a wave of dizziness wash over him. "I can't do this," he muttered, panic rising within. Mia turned to him, concern etched on her face. "Ethan, we've come this far together. You can do this. Just focus on the next step." Her encouragement ignited a spark within him. He took a deep breath, steadying himself. He realized that he wasn't alone. They were in this together. With renewed determination, he took a step forward. Each movement became more deliberate, more confident. As they continued climbing, Ethan found his rhythm. The fear that had threatened to consume him transformed into exhilaration. Together, they reached the summit, breathless and awestruck by the view before them. Standing atop the mountain, Ethan felt a sense of accomplishment wash over him. The world sprawled out beneath them, vast and beautiful. In that moment, he understood that fear was a part of adventure, but so was courage and friendship. "Look at this view," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "We did it." Ethan beamed, realizing that they had conquered not just the mountain, but their fears as well. They sat together, sharing stories, laughter, and dreams of future adventures. Chapter 5. The Transformation. As weeks turned into months, Ethan and Mia's adventures continued to shape their lives. They explored hidden caves, swam in crystal-clear lakes, and hiked through dense forests. Each journey brought new lessons and challenges, further solidifying their bond. However, as they grew older, reality began to creep in. Responsibilities started to take precedence over their adventures. Schoolwork piled up, and pressures from family began to weigh heavily on Ethan. One evening, while studying at home, Ethan felt the familiar tug of longing for adventure. He missed the thrill of exploration, the rush of discovering the unknown. He glanced at the map of the woods that hung on his wall, and a sense of nostalgia washed over him. "What happened to us?" he wondered aloud. "We used to explore without a care." His mother, hearing his voice, entered his room. "Ethan, you're growing up. It's natural to focus on responsibilities." "I know, but I miss it," he replied, frustration lacing his words. His mother sat beside him, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You can still find balance. Adventure can be part of your life, even as you take on new challenges." Ethan pondered her words. Perhaps he could blend his love for adventure with his responsibilities. The idea ignited a spark of hope within him. The following weekend, he decided to organize a small adventure for his friends. He shared his plan with Mia, who was thrilled. "Let's show everyone that adventure doesn't have to stop," she exclaimed. They spent the week preparing, gathering supplies, and scouting locations. When the day arrived, a group of friends joined them, excited for the day ahead. Together they set out on a hike, laughter and excitement filling the air. Ethan led the way, rediscovering the joy of exploration. As they trekked through the woods, he realized that adventure wasn't just about the destination. It was about the people you shared it with. They encountered challenges along the way, steep climbs, muddy paths, and unexpected rain. But with each obstacle, they rallied together, encouraging one another. At one point, they reached a beautiful clearing with a hidden waterfall. The sight took their breath away. They splashed in the water, the laughter echoing through the trees. In that moment, Ethan felt a sense of fulfillment he hadn't experienced in a long time. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Ethan gathered his friends around the fire they had built. He shared stories of their adventures, each tale igniting excitement and inspiration. "We need to keep doing this," Mia said, her eyes bright. "Adventure can be our escape, no matter how busy life gets." Ethan nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. They could make time for adventure, blending their responsibilities with their passion for exploration. Chapter 6: Embracing the Future. As the seasons changed, so did Ethan and Mia. They navigated the challenges of high school, balancing studies with their love for adventure. They organized weekend trips, encouraging others to join their escapades. Ethan's confidence grew, and he began writing about their experiences. He crafted stories that captured the essence of their adventures, blending humor, excitement, and the beauty of friendship. His writing became a way to share their journeys, inspiring others to seek their own adventures. As graduation approached, Ethan felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. What would come next? The future loomed ahead like an uncharted territory. But he had learned that embracing uncertainty could lead to remarkable discoveries. One evening, while sitting under the stars with Mia, he shared his thoughts. "What if we went on a big adventure after graduation? Just you and me," he proposed, his heart racing at the idea. Mia's face lit up. "That sounds amazing. We can explore the world together, just like we always dreamed." Their plans took shape, fueled by excitement and the promise of adventure. They began researching destinations, making a list of places they wanted to explore. Each location brought a new wave of inspiration, igniting their wanderlust. As graduation day arrived, Ethan stood before his classmates ready to deliver a speech. He shared his journey, recounting the importance of embracing adventure, even in the face of challenges. "Life is an adventure," he said, his voice steady. "Embrace it. Seek out the unknown, face your fears, and cherish the connections you make along the way. Adventure doesn't just lie in distant lands, it's found in the people you meet and the stories you create together." His words resonated with his classmates, inspiring them to consider their own journeys. As he stepped off the stage, a sense of fulfillment washed over him. He had come a long way, and this was just the beginning. Chapter 7: Setting Out. Summer arrived, and with it, the promise of adventure. Ethan and Mia set off on their journey, backpacks filled with essentials and hearts full of excitement. Their first destination was a national park known for its stunning landscapes and rich wildlife. As they hiked through the park, they marveled at the beauty around them. Towering mountains loomed in the distance, and rivers flowed with crystal-clear water. Every step felt like a step into a new world, one filled with endless possibilities. They encountered fellow travelers along the way, sharing stories and laughter with strangers who quickly became friends. Each campfire brought new tales of adventure, reminding them that the world was vast and filled with kindred spirits. One evening, as they sat around a campfire, Ethan reflected on their journey. "This is what life is about," he said, gazing into the flames. Exploration, connection, and discovery. Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling. And it's just the beginning. Imagine all the places we'll go. The days turned into weeks as they explored national parks, quaint towns, and bustling cities. They hiked, swam, and laughed, capturing memories in photographs and journal entries. Every sunset brought new reflections, and every sunrise ignited fresh hope. But amidst the joy, challenges arose. They faced unexpected weather, miscommunication with locals, and moments of exhaustion. Yet, through it all, they leaned on each other, reminding themselves that adventures weren't always perfect. "Remember when we got lost that one time?" Ethan chuckled, recalling a particularly chaotic day. Mia laughed, her eyes twinkling. "I thought we'd never find our way back." Their shared laughter echoed into the night, a testament to their resilience and the bond they had formed. They learned to embrace the unexpected, recognizing that every challenge added depth to their journey. Chapter 8. The final chapter. As their adventure drew to a close, Ethan felt a bittersweet ache in his heart. They had seen and experienced so much, but he knew it was time to return home. "Will we keep adventuring?" he asked Mia, his voice tinged with emotion. "Absolutely. This is just the start," she replied confidently. "We'll keep exploring, sharing stories, and inspiring others." They returned home with a treasure trove of memories. Ethan sat down to write about their experiences, eager to capture every detail. He wanted others to feel the thrill of adventure and the importance of connection. With each word he wrote, he felt a sense of closure. The journey had transformed him, teaching him about courage, friendship, and the beauty of life's unpredictability. As he finished the final sentence, a sense of peace enveloped him. He realized that the adventure didn't end here. It was a continuous journey, one that would evolve and grow with each new experience. Ethan looked out the window, watching the sun dip below the horizon. He knew that whatever came next, he would face it with an open heart and an adventurous spirit. The world was vast, and he was ready to embrace every moment of it. As Ethan reflected on his journey, he realized that life was filled with endless adventures waiting to be explored. He had learned that every challenge brought new opportunities for growth, and that connections with others enriched the experience. Ethan's story reminds us that the spirit of adventure lives in all of us. No matter where we are or what we face, there's always a chance to explore, learn, and connect with others. Just as Ethan and Mia embraced their journeys, we too can embrace the unknown, turning every moment into a new adventure. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Ethan's eyes. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more captivating tales that inspire and educate, make sure to subscribe to the Easy English Class channel. Stay tuned for more engaging content that will not only help you improve your English skills, but also spark your imagination and encourage you to seek out your own adventures. Remember, every great story starts with a single step into the unknown. Join us, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos. We can't wait to share more adventures with you.